Hi guys, this is Lloyd from Bizzfo. We're going to go through three scenarios: transferring stock, creating a branch invoice, and invoicing a client from the Hive. So the Hive naturally interfaces with the Bizzfo point of sale, which is on branch level, and this is what this is all about. So here we go. Quick recap of the Hive and the warehouses. We've only got two setups, so we've got my factory and my shop. And what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna transfer actually stock from my factory to my shop. So let's go and select my shop, and we're gonna say this is a transfer from my factory to my shop, and I'm gonna transfer these items. Good, and that is created. We can just have a look what it looks like. We can see it's a transfer stock. So let's move over to Bizzfo. We go to our inventory, we do a quick sync. The sync happens automatically, but this is just a nice way of forcing it. And here we can see we've got the item has come in, so it's got a prefix of warehouse transfer 1. And let's go ahead and double click that one, and we're going to process the order. It says it's external item transfer, GRV balance will be set to 0. We're happy with that. Process yes, and as simple as that. Notification sent, that will just send email with a GRV, and it's stating that it is 0. We can maybe have a look. Here we go. It's a 12 box, it's all 0, so the item has just moved in. Alright, let's move back to our Hive. Looking at the Hive, what we're going to do next, we're actually going to create an invoice again from my factory to my shop. So the scenario here would be, if you're transferring stock, then there's a 0 balance on your GRVs. You're actually just moving stock between your locations. But you could have a scenario where you're running two separate books and your factory store needs to invoice your front shop. So in this case, we're doing exactly the same, but this is an invoice. It's coming from factory to my shop. We're doing invoice yes, and just having a look, we can see this one is an invoice. Okay, good. Let's move over to Bizzfo, and again we just click our sync to refresh our data, and here we have, there's our 12 box, and we process GRV yes. Again, the GRV will be sent. Looking at the goods received, this one you can see is having a total. In other words, the factory store is now invoiced the branch, and the branch is now incurring a cost of stock purchased. Right, moving over to the last one, let's quickly have a look at what the sales look like. So this is the GRV that just came in, and we can see that there's no sales for this branch. So we might have a scenario where we actually want to create an invoice on the Hive. So what we're going to do is it's the My Shop, and let's say it could be a client, it could be this specific client, and what we're going to do is we're just going to use the same item, and we're going to create the invoice it, and there we go. So you see that the two warehouses blank, in other words it's My Shop. And what the system will do now is it'll sync it back to the point of sale. Refreshing, we can see it's two invoices. The one is from my factory and the other one is from my shop. So let's move over to Bizzfo, and what we'll do is we'll just do a sync as well. Again, the sync is automatic, but by clicking on the Hive sync, we're just speeding up the process. And let's move over to our accounts in the back office, and you can see that there's our invoice. And thus we can actually do the invoice on the Hive itself, and it'll transfer to the point of sale. And that's it for this quick demo. Recapping, we've covered transfer stock, create branch invoice, and invoice client from the Hive.